Hey everybody, this is Jeremy with ZTP Mag. I'm here with Dead Horse Trauma and Eric.
Yo.
How you doing? I'm gonna actually pass the mic around and let everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Jason. I play guitar. I'm Jason. I play drums.
I'm Jason. I'm just kidding. I'm Seth. I play guitar as well.
So, you guys just got this pickup show, and you guys were in Kent, and so are you guys on your own tour right now? What tell me about that.
Yeah, we're on a headlining tour called. No, we actually didn't name this tour. Just Dead Horse Trauma and Friends. That's pretty much what we're doing. We started the thing off with our friends in Everybody Panic and Death Division, and we did about half the dates with them, and then probably a couple weeks ago we went off on our own and finished everything up.
Hell yeah! So, how did you end up on the show here at the Alrosa Villa?
It was a weird chance. I was just messaging some people in San Jose. We're actually playing a show down there, so I was making sure that all of our friends that we had down there knew about the show. So I messaged some people, and one of them happened to be the guitarist of Letters from the Fire, and he was like, "We're on tour right now, Kent." And I looked at their schedule, and I was like, "Wow, you're like 48 minutes from me tomorrow." So
We have a day off.
yeah, we have a day off. We just happen to know the promoter too, so we messaged him up and said, "Hey man, can we get at it?" And he was all about it. So yeah.
So, what does a normal day off in a band look like? I'm always curious because everybody has different rituals. Food's usually the first order of business. What do you guys do?
We get food, and then we separate and pretty much do our thing and try to get as much work done as we can. Well, stuff that we can't do on the road. There's a lot of
Starbucks, Planet Fitness, and Walmart. We pretty much split our time between those two. Right. Planet Fitness has the perks of a shower, so it's.
Have you ever thought about putting like the door pull-up bar or something on the bus?
Oh, we have a
We're
TRX.
gonna sell ice cream out the side of the van. Yeah.
Please tell me it's a white van.
It is
So, yep.
definitely a white van.
So tell everybody about your music. What drives you guys, and what do you want to accomplish with your? What's your 5-year plan? No, just kidding. But tell everybody, about the music.
We're kind of a radio-friendly, heavy version of the bands you love, I guess. We're kind of heavy enough that we kind of get lumped into a metal genre. We're kind of soft enough that radio is kind of accepting of us. So we're kind of in that little area where you can't really put us in a genre. So I think that's kind of a good thing. We're kind of original in a way that a lot of people have different views on the way that we sound. Like we hear all the time, like, you guys sound like Nonpoint or Clutch or Slipknot or, just crazy stuff, a wide variety of stuff.
Like one end to the other. It's like Slipknot to even Faith No More. Like it's crazy.
That's a huge fucking difference. So
Nobody can quite pinpoint it, so that's what we really like. You can't. A lot of bands you can listen to and you can be like, oh, they're definitely fans of this band, or they're definitely taken after that band. Like, we have so many different influences that jumbles together into a melting pot that it created kind of this own distinct thing, which I think is what you want out of a long-lasting band.
Truly original. And it's true. Like, I mean, all of us have like very vast, different influences, and we all bring it to the table and put our part into it, and it creates kind of a unique thing. Like it's hard to be really unique anymore. I mean, it's all like we're still we still rock, but like we have a lot of like little things that kind of like get sprinkled in that make a difference.
Well, kind of with that being said, I'm going to ask each one of you guys who you'd want to tour with, since you guys got so many different influences. If you had anybody alive or dead that you can tour with, who would you tour with?
Me first, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we're from Iowa, so we've never gotten to play with Slipknot. We've opened for Stone Sour before, but Slipknot would be a good one. So if you're watching, your hometown boys would be real grateful. Our Deftones, or I think Pantera in their heyday, would have been amazing, just destroying shit.
Right.
Can you say shit? Can you say shit? Okay.
Well, fucking A.
Internet, baby, internet.
Yeah, I think one of my biggest longtime influences, from way back in the day, is Dave Grohl. I mean, like anything that he's been a part of, I've just been a huge fan of. So like to be a part of anything that he's doing and be around any of it, like that would be golden.
Huge influence for me is Tool. It's just even their going down to their live aspect of it is like it's $1 million production every single night, and it looks amazing, and it's like just completely spellbinding to where it's like you don't have to move. It's okay. This looks incredible right here.
Man, so yeah, I was gonna say Slipknot, and I was like, no, I was gonna say Tool, and I was like, man,
Everybody's taking your shit.
probably like 9 Inch Nails in their heyday. I think because of
Circa
our
94.
industrial kind of feel that we have this stuff, I think we'd fit in really well with their kind of crowd.
So, how long have you guys been Dead Horse Trauma? And also tell me about the name. Where did you guys come up with that? That's different.
Okay, well, as Dead Horse Trauma, we've probably been around for say about 9.5, 10 years, that kind of thing. That name's been around. It was just like the whole idea was to put our reputation out first and try to build an establishment before we had even a band. So the name's been out for a little bit. Dead horsing is kind of like when someone's passed out at a party and someone has sex with the person. Dead Horse Trauma is how we are taken in our collective unconsciousness, taken advantage of. So it's kind of how we as a society are put in a spot where we can be taken advantage of by religion, media, politics, and the things that are kind of lulling people to sleep while they're being.
Fucked in the ass.
Yep.
Lulled to sleep while they're fucked in the ass. By,
There you go. Dude, that's fucking deep. A lot of times I ask. You left me speechless. No, a lot of times, I ask somebody and it's just, I mean, shit, even my name, but ZombieTapdance Productions. It was 2012. Everybody likes zombies. Have you ever seen one tap dance? And my name is Jeremy Moore, and it's boring as fuck. Nobody cares about that name, and there's a million photographers with that same name. So, ZombieTapdance, and I've been picked to do stuff off just a paper list with no nothing, just a name.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing with our name. If you Google it, we're the only thing that's going to pop up.
Right.
And it's probably going to stick in your mind. Yeah. Yeah, there's no other band called this. There's no misconception about it. Dead Horse Trauma.
it's refreshing to hear, thought put behind things. And everybody, has their own version of thought. But I'm a fan of Tool and Faith No More, and a lot of those bands are very social conscious bands, and they're thinking about not only how they're saying things, but how they're affecting young minds and things like that. So a little bit of thought goes a long way. I think real music fans appreciate that. So